Hey everybody, woohoo! I'm back 12 days. It's been a crazy time. I've been on a big trip. Got a lot of other stuff going on as well. So it's the biggest gap I have had since I've been streaming way back, I don't know, beyond so many years ago. So, wow, big gap there. Hope you guys have enjoyed yourself the Christmas time, summer. It has been absolutely stellar weather here down under in New Zealand. Beautiful sunshine, and what else could be better than that? Well, I guess a Bitcoin getting over $100,000. We're going to check all that out. That's incredible. Altcoin season is upon us. Look for the big gains. It's going to be quite a Christmas rally. So far, our projections have been really on track, which has been really cool. And yeah, Discord, we've had a good time in there. If you haven't joined Discord, links in the video description. Strategy Club, $35 a month. Join up today, become part of the crew. Get the constant intel flow in there. And of course, if you want to join our general Discord, $5 a month, just a couple of copies, so get in there on that as well. Join the community. We have a very safe community. And yeah, we have a crypto helpline in there as well. We have incredible moderators and community leaders. So we're thinking of Brian, Wookie, and Brennan, and many others in there. So big shout out. Get in on that. Links in the video description. Now let's get into it. We've got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about Bitcoin, Pulsechain, Mafia on Pulsechain, which has got some major milestones coming up. TitanX, of course, ecosystem. We're going to be talking about all those projects. That's a lot in there now. We're going to talk about X1 coming up. That's going to probably be a very big chain. First fork of Solana. You guys know, you can see it. And then Dog. We're going to talk about Dog. It's the one we're backing for the number one meme coin in the world. And of course, this bull market on Bitcoin on the Runes protocol. First time, first season for Bitcoin memes to really run during a bull market. What will it do? Upside potential is huge, so we're going to talk about that too. Let's see who's else in the chat there. We got Wookie. Woo! Let's go Jedis. Absolutely. Good to see Brian in the house as well. So folks, good to see the mods and the community leaders representing. Let's buckle up for a bull ride. Cowboys. Absolutely. We're Hexcavator in the house there. Hey gang. Big shout out to Hexcavator, man. Doing some great work in the United States. I really do enjoy his pictures in Discord. He is doing some amazing stuff there, building utility infrastructure in the United States. Big shout out. Hedgehog in the house there. Woo! Hey, good to see Hedgehog. Hope you're doing well. Take care, my friend. And we got Brendan's in the house there. The boss is back. Tell a friend. I like that. Slim Shady. Is that the one? All right. So get in there, folks, and get lively in the comments. We're going to kick into it. Let's go. And bam. Let's go to the stock market first, actually. NASDAQ clinches record close as tech reigns supreme. So we're still moving up in the stock market. And, of course, this has a wealth effect into crypto. So it's all going hand in hand. And, of course, crypto really is coming into its bull market. So bullish there. We can see the Dow Jones is down 0.25% for what day is it? Monday's data. We S&P 500 is up 0.4% to 6,074. NASDAQ is up 1.25%. That's all the tech companies. 247 points to 20,173. So we're looking good on the stock market. That bodes well for crypto, right? That bodes well for crypto. Let's go quickly to commodities. West Texas at $70, $73. That is really, really cool. So we're getting some good prices easing in the oil with the Trump admin coming in. Gold is at $2,669. Silver at $31. They're pretty flat, haven't they? Been pretty flat for a while. And that's kind of the play. So let's have a look at the news coming up, though. The stock market, the Fed Reserve's got the interest rate cut, the final one for the year. That's the third one, remember. The Fed is widely expected to cut rates by 25 basis points. So this seems to be the dominant perspective. That's the one we've held as well. So that's kind of bullish. The move will bring rates down by a total of 100 basis points. That's 1%, 1 percentage point in 2024. So we've gone from 5.5 down to 4.5 will be where we are on the federal funds rate. Focus this week is also going to be on the future plans for easing for 2025. That's going to be pretty important, especially in the face of sticky inflation resilience in the loan market. Obviously, with Trump coming in on the 20th of January, hopefully he'll help deal with that. Takes a bit of time sometimes. And analysts broadly expect the central bank to signal a slower pace of rate cuts in the coming year, with recent comments from the Fed suggesting as much. So it looks like we're going to get the bulk of the moves up front. Traders now see an 80% chance that the Fed will cut rates and leave rates, unchanged in January. So let's take that into account. All right, let's have a quick look at where that is at the moment on the Fed rate monitor tool here on investing.com. All right, let's have a look at that. And we've got 1 day and 19 hours to go until the Fed meeting announcement, and that's the 18th of December, 2 p.m. Eastern time. We've got December there is 97% expecting that 25 basis point cut. Pretty awesome. Only 3% expecting a 50 basis point cut there. So we'll get into that 4.5% range. So that's 100 basis points or 1 percentage point. Let's have a look at the January, see what January bodes. Yeah, the majority of the market, 82% expecting no change in January. So there we go. All right, so let's move on into crypto. Do you like green? I think people like green. People like green. X Freedom says dog. Yeah, absolutely. A dog for the win. Or dog for the moon. God, dog go to the moon is the cat phrase. We got Bitcoin there, $105,793, up at 2.14%. Bitcoin dominance sitting at 54.79%. You got to remember, before the altcoin season in the last bull market, it got up to around 70%, just under 70%, I think it was, around that ballpark for Bitcoin dominance. But I think things have changed a lot since then. You know, we've got tens of thousands of cryptos, if not more, hundreds of thousands, and yeah, it's maybe millions of cryptos, to be honest. So many people can make, anyone can make their contract these days. So things have really changed and matured in the crypto land. So yeah, altcoin season early, and it is really upon us. So we've seen it on other metrics, which we covered a couple of weeks back. Ethereum at the moment, 4,000. It's hit the 4,000 mark. Woohoo! Up 3.19%. I'm not sure what the intraday was, but that's heading up really nice. Remember, the last previous high was 4,100. The all-time high of 4,900. So we've still got a bit of work to go there. XRP at the moment up 4% at $2.50. And of course, what else is going on there? Tron up 5.7% at 20, just under 30 cents there. BNB is up almost 1%, $724. ADA is up 1%, $1.09. And Solana there is up down 1.2% at $217. What else is looking interesting? That's probably the key ones there. Let's jump over into the Bitcoin chart. So this is our Bitcoin chart here. Don't know why the background's gone funny color, but we have just gone below. So this is Bitcoin on 15 minute. Let's go to the daily, because it's not 15 minutes, not too much interest to me. Let's go to the daily. This is our projection chart. You guys know we've been tracking this, and man, it's working like a dream. Working like a dream. All right, so we got here early though, right? We got here early. We were about 10 days early or so. Was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Yeah, 10 days. 10 days early before we expected to get Christmas rally, between 90 and 100K. We got there early, and then we've continued to add in. We then added in the upside there of 120, and we're really going well along that line. We've got to 107,857 so far on Coinbase. So that is going very, very nice indeed for the Christmas rally. And we've still got days ahead, right? Still got days ahead of us. Remember, crypto is 24/7, baby. Yeah, baby, yeah. And, you know, up to Christmas Eve, we've still got 8 days. 8 days. We're going to hit towards that 120 in the next 8 days. Well, what would happen? We need more news, right? More news. Now, we know we've got everybody potentially on the planet potentially coming into Bitcoin and crypto. So we are pretty much, that's going to take, you know, time to ramp up and of course continue. And of course inflation grows as well, so you get that inflationary effect over time as well. So let's go into Bitcoin, and we've got some big news, of course, from Trump. We're going to do this is what Trump said. We're going to do something great with crypto because we don't want China or anyone else, not just China, but others are embracing it, and we want to be the head. So they want to lead in crypto, and that would be particularly Bitcoin, of course. But they probably will look at a basket of goods, particularly United States crypto. We saw Eric Trump put out, he was at the actual conference in, I think, Abu Dhabi, and talking about that they may look to do, I think, some sort of tax break for USA cryptos to spur innovation there. So we're talking about big incentives and big money coming in to the crypto. When asked if he plans to build a crypto reserve similar to oil reserves, Trump said, yeah, I think so. He advocated the same earlier move this year. So a strategic Bitcoin reserve in play, and maybe pick up some of the other US-dominated cryptos. So, man, it's only getting better from here. So definitely 120K looking in per view for the Christmas rally. And of course, maybe New Year's rally and continues, right? I might see that too. Just have a look at the future. Obviously, we've got this next range is in March, 150 to 180K. definitely on deck now for that. Now, obviously, may have a pullback in the middle here just before we move up to there. But sometimes when we get into this bull market, it really gets unrelenting and can keep going up for quite a bit of time. So that's the 150, 180. Maybe by the end of the year, we even get to 240 by the end of 25. That's a reasonable price there. I think if we get to gold, it's something like 400,000, something like that, 400,000 plus or minus. So I don't know if we'll quite get there, but definitely potential there. But certainly quarter of a million definitely on the cards there for this year. So bring it on. So that is pretty much Bitcoin, and so far we've been tracking that pretty well with our predictions, and we've used basically Bitcoin, Bitcoin market cycles to set up these particular targets and stuff like that. So that's where that's all coming from. All right, so Bitcoin returns, we're sitting at 9.5% for December. Woo! We had 12% last year. We've still got Christmas rally, New Year's rally, potentially in play. So let's see how high we can go. We've got 37% in November. So definitely you can feel pretty bullish about December ending in a party. Let's say in a party. That's kind of the play. All right, so that is pretty much it on Bitcoin returns. And looking at the Bitcoin halving chart, well, you guys know we've been looking for the banana part of the bull market, and of course it's just started to party there. So we're still in the early phase there of the banana move. Look, some of the banana moves. I think it's going to be pretty aggressive. And like I say, we've got the 100K on the line here. Let's bring on that $250,000 mark on the axis there, and enjoy the Christmas rally into 2025. It can be a lot of fun. And of course, having Trump come in, man, it's a sigh of relief. We're looking forward to all the benefits of prosperity, safety, security, and having an adult in the room. Yeah, even though he might be the bad boy adult, he's heading in the right direction with the policies. It's going to make the world a better place. All right, so that's kind of cool. Let's get into the meme coins. We've got Dogecoin at the top there at the moment, $59 billion with a B. That's number one at the moment. Pretty, down 2.7% for the week. Pretty flat today. We've got SHIB at the moment, 16 billion, and Pepe there just under 10 billion, down 8% for the week, up 1% today. So those kind of the leaders at the moment. We're going to scroll down to Dog. Dog here sitting pretty comfortably, actually. So what's ranked now at the moment? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dog sitting at number 11, just outside the top 10, but not too far away. It gets over the billion mark, up and away. You got to remember, a lot of these other ones have all got spot listings on centralized exchanges. Dog's managed to pick up a couple of future listings or perpetual listings on Kraken. I think OKX was the other one. But hey, look, we could see once they get a spot listing, maybe they'll get one before Christmas. This thing will hyper pump, right? We'll get a hyper pump in Dog with a spot listing. So keep a lookout for that. At the moment, Dog is sitting at 93/100th of a penny. The last time it got up to 98/100th of a penny, that was some time back, not far after the launch. So that's something to look out for. And at the moment, market cap 930 million, so not back at the billion yet, not quite cracked that. Got up to 980 million last time. It's at 930 now. So it's still up 13% for the week. So it's actually the best performer, sitting just outside the top 10. Yeah, not too bad. So once that breaks a billion, you're probably you're bringing on 10 cents, right in the range, 1 cent. You're bringing on 10 cent range. But in the modest time frame, if it gets a spot listing, man, could do many X's on just that 1 day pump, right? So just keep an eye out for that. And of course, can it outdo Dodge? Can Dog on Bitcoin be the number one meme coin in the world during this bull market ahead of us, especially for altcoin season? That's the big question. I'm kind of optimistic about it. I think it's got a very good chance of that. Once it gets spot listing, it's going to need to get the first one, second one, third one, etc. You know how it works. Yeah, it could be really, really huge. So, and of course, the number of holders have just gone over 99,000. So that's continuing to climb the holder number. Very important. So yeah, looking really, really cool there, 930 million. So let's keep a lookout for that. Can it then flip Dodge up at 60 billion? Question mark. Now, obviously, Dodge got the benefits of Elon Musk and doing the Department of Government Efficiency, and it's got sort of that narrative behind it. So we shall see, but definitely a good chance. Why not have the most expensive meme coin on the most expensive chain, Bitcoin? It's going to be interesting. All right, so let's keep a lookout for that. Let's have a look at the overall numbers for the meme coins. For total crypto, 3.73 trillion is the market cap at 1.6%. So looking really good there. Remember, we were humming just below 2 trillion for quite a while. We've almost doubled that. And the volume there, 200. Oh no, the volume's staying there, but the volume there is up about 1. I don't know, CMC 100. That's a different index. I must have changed the link there. All right, so let's move on. Let's jump over to Pulsechain. Before we do that, let's catch up in the chat and see who else has jumped in here. We've got Property View in the house there. Great coverage today. Hey, Preview, appreciate that. Big shout out to you, long time supporter of the channel. If you haven't checked out, if you like multi-million-dollar properties, check out Property View. It does cover some good stuff. And with those multi-million-dollar properties there, great show. All right, let's get into it. Let's go to Pulsechain and check that out. So we've got Pulse at the moment. This is day number 584 days. Can you believe it? 584 days on Pulsechain so far. We've got the price of Pulse is up slightly, just under 0.5% up at quadruple 0789. Still sitting at 79% of the mean sacrifice price. So not back at mean sacrifice price yet. But once it does go in this altcoin season, you're going to see some pretty fast re-rating, I think, of Pulsechain. And of course, if we have, some of the things like the Magic Upride funds or P Maker theory play out, or all of the above, then and the market itself participating in altcoin season, we could see a lot of bullish factors pushing this Pulse up. Pulse X at the moment at quadruple 0506, sitting at 50%, just over 50% of the mean sacrifice price. Pretty flat today. The total buy and burn at the moment is 1.134 trillion. Pulse X has been bought up and burned. That's 5.68% of the public supply. So that's just tinkering away in the background, doing its thing. So it's just kind of cool. And $7 token at the moment is $3.22, down 1.25%. The ratio, probably more importantly, is sitting at 40,800 Pulse. And the supply, it reckons, is just under 50 million there, assuming that is updated. X there on Pulsechain at 2.67 cents. It got over 3 cents the other day. Was it 3.3 or something? 3.1. It was pretty crazy. It is down 2.25% at the moment. EHEX at the moment 5900th of a penny. Combined price of EX and PX is at 3.25 penny. Therefore, the combined price. I'm expecting some big things for Hex. Don't shy on Hex. It is going to be doing some cool stuff in the market here, especially if we get those catalysts like the Magic Upride money, the Maker theory, however you want to play that out. We could see some pretty spectacular stuff for Hex in the altcoin season. I don't necessarily think it will necessarily delay. I'd be delayed after the sort of the general altcoin season, like we saw in 21, but I think it's going to be pretty exciting. That's day 584. Let's just quickly jump to the gas prices. We're sitting at 700,000 beats. It's a bit higher. 2 cents for a Pulse swap at the moment. We're still 940 times cheaper than Ethereum though. Looking at the validators, as you know, Pulsechain is a full system stake fork of Ethereum, based on the 10th of May last year. And we've got 45,000 validators. Pretty awesome, right? Pretty awesome. Looking at the bridge, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Now, man, this is going up and up all the time. $166.9 million now. This is really exciting to see. And so I can't wait for you to get over 200 million. And let's get into doing 10 figures, right? Let's get that $1 billion in the bridge. Keep a lookout for that one day. Let's see. All right. So the other cool thing is talking about some of the catalysts to pump Pulsechain is obviously altcoin season, generally speaking, Bitcoin funneling in through money, etc. But we've also got the Magic Upride money, sacrifice from Pulsechain, PulseX, Ethereum. We've now up, instead of being well under the money, we were well under the money. Look at this down here. We were way under the money. 400,000, I think it was. Now 386 million. 645 million was the starting value. And we got down to as low as 386 million when Ethereum was down pretty low at $2,257. That's that blue line. But we're back well in the money now. Woo-hoo-hoo! Well in the money now. Yeah, we're back up. And it is up 6.63%, $42.8 million in profit is Richard Hart's Magic Upride trade there. Nice trade. I use that loosely. Positioning, let's say. It did get over 700 million earlier, I think yesterday or overnight, sometime like that. Has touched over 700 million, but it's sitting at 688 at the moment. Remember, the starting value was 645 million. What will it be used for? Of course, there's a question. Will it be used for the Maker DAO theory? collateralizing to get the Dow to peak, and of course lifting all values on Pulsechain magically. So that's kind of the play. Or will it be used for purchasing power? I kind of feel like the former is more likely, but let's see where that goes. Right, it gets up to $1 billion, $1.5 billion. Let's see what happens there. And of course, I believe it's currently earning yield, so that's an addition, right? So kind of cool. All right, so that is the magic up, right? And let's have a look at the overall. We're sitting at 36 million in volume on 24 hours, 408,000 transactions the last 24 hours. And some of the big movers at the moment, we've got some weird names, X47 here. We got Milady, is supposed to be a drone, X47, I don't know. We got Milady here up 204%. This has been around for a year. Blaster up 123%, so we've got some big movers there. We've got PZ there is up 51%. Time dividend. Now, this is good to see one of our utilities on Pulsechain up. Of course, this is the native wallet for Pulsechain by KG. That is up 17.6%, doing pretty well at 41 hundredth of a penny. Not too bad. Let's have a quick zoom in on that chart and see what that looks like overall in terms of its performance since Pulsechain launched. Look at that. Okay. So it's starting to head back to the all-time high there. All-time high was way back here on the, what day was that? On the 18th of February 24, so earlier this year. Got up to 58 hundredth of a penny. It's currently heading back up there now. Pretty steep climb recently, the last couple of days. So some good things happening over there on Internet Money. And of course, if you're holding those tokens, the time token, you're getting a share of the trading fees on the wallet, right? So kind of cool. Let's have a quick look and see how many people actually download that wallet. I think there's a download stats pages there. Time dividend. Stats. Let's go to stats at the bottom. Now you can download this wallet, by the way, and use it. Kind of cool. It's had almost 10,000 iOS downloads, 21,000 Android downloads, and 24,500 Chrome downloads. So that's pretty awesome. So that's pretty cool. Total downloads 59,000, 3,300 over the period between 9th of November to the 2nd of December. There, that's pretty awesome growth. I expect that to accelerate as Pulsechain does well. Probably just continue to pick pace then. It's got different chains here. We're going to jump in, and it's not showing it at the moment. Still booting up the data there, so we might jump past that. Anyway, you can come back and have a look at the stats on that page. Big shout out to KG. We got Heartwood Dog there up 15%. Die Hard is up 15% as well. Normally moves up on the back of PDI because you earn PDI there holding Die Hard. 9mm Exchange up 14.6%. Thought there was a little bit of drama around 9mm, so it's been pretty sure, but it's up 14.5%. So look at that chart at the moment, and yeah, it's making a bit of a bounce back there. Back in the previous sort of highs, it was up at 26 cents. Can you believe it? It's been as low as what, less than a third of a penny or less, and now it's back up at 6.3 cents. So it's making a bit of a comeback there. Liquidity at 442. And of course, as you guys know, a 9mm is the second biggest DEX on PulseX, and it's doing 1.5 million in volume at the moment. I did think there was a bit of drama around that. I just can't remember what it was. So you let me know in the chat if you guys remember. Something about the team, was it? Something, I don't know. So that is kind of the play there. What else we got there? PDC, the Grace. Is this is it arguably the best project so far on Pulsechain? Up 12.6% and sitting at 00051. Doing amazing there. We're going to come back to that in a minute. We've got Aave up 12.25%, so top PRC 20s. Obviously, a good strategy for Pulsechain, and of course fits into the I guess the secondary impact maybe of the PDI maker theory. We got UFO up 11.67% related to PDGC, so dominating still. And then we got Teddy Bear there. And we know Moon King likes these, so Teddy Bear there up 10% as well. Those are our big moves. Oh, we've actually got Loan Token from Liquid Loans actually bobbing up its head at 6.8%. So there we go. But let's have a look at PGC, the Greys. And let's have a look at this chart. Bam, let's go log on that. And wow, look at that chart, man. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Isn't that good? 0005. Not the all-time high. That was just a little while back. Back on the 7th of December, and it got up to 005594. So we're just below that moment, but still holding up very well. And let's have a look. This is per die, so this is still looking spectacular. So really good. And of course, you're earning a lot of yield on that too. So it's kind of cool. All right, so that is pretty much it on that. Let's jump away. Let's have a quick look at 9-inch quickly, just while we're here. We've got 1.3 million volume of 9-inch and PulseX there doing the bulk of the work, 32.2 million. So, 9mm, 9-inch, they're contributing, but still pretty small relative to PulseX. And of course, if you're using a DEX aggregator like Petias or PortalX, something like that, those are the best ways to, go route through all these different little DEXs. So have a quick look at SparkSwap. We haven't looked there for a while, 140K. So there, that's really low at the moment. That's kind of the play on that one. So that is pretty much it. Let's quickly look at some of the P maker theory tokens. Why not? When in Rome, as we say. Let's have a look here. So we've got PDI. This is the speculative die here at 2.2 cents. Let's have a quick look at that chart while we're at it. And let's go to the 4-hourly maybe. So 4-hourly, we did have a nice little peak out here up at 3.4 cents. We managed to come back to that, get to 3.3. We're still trading in the sort of this range at the moment between 3.4 cents and let's argue 1.7. Currently at 2.2 cents there. Just got sold down a little bit here. Was up at 2.3. So that's kind of where we are on the old PDIME. We obviously had that community vote on the community site go through. We had, in it for glory post there from one of the voters. So on the maker. So we'll see what happens to that next. Apparently supposed to go to the executive side. So I'll try and keep track of that. What else is looking pretty good? Wrap Bitcoin, right? $1,360. Now, obviously, that had a big, nice rally too. So a quick look at that one. Yeah, we got all the way up here to $2,674 on Wrap Bitcoin on Pulsechain, the copy. So this is a copy of the Ethereum Wrap Bitcoin, right, which is held in trust, right? Trust over there. And so this copy has actually done pretty well, right? How high will it go in this market? I think it's going to go pretty high. I think you're going to see some pretty awesome stuff here. Now it was humming around before we had this big move. It was humming around about $150, and then of course it had this big rally all the way up there, which was pretty awesome, right? Pretty awesome. And it was always going to be an obvious candidate for a big pump, and it had almost a 22x pump on the top of that move. Isn't that crazy? So awesome stuff happening there. So tell your friends you can make some mad gains on crypto, particularly on Pulsechain. That's going pretty good, 1,360. So we're coming into the support line, I guess, around about $1,250. So we're just above that at the moment. So let's see. Of course, if the maker theory plays out, man, how close to parity, if not parity, will we get with actual Bitcoin? Fingers crossed. Let's see how it goes. Not financial advice. Anyway, we've got Troper at the moment, 15 cents, ticking away there, doing a lot of arbing, right? Arbing and pumping tokens at the moment, the older Troper. And of course, we've seen lots of peers being tracked to that. Now, Solid X is coming up, $30 at the moment. We're apparently expecting that crash game. I was pretty sure it was supposed to be out in December from Dragon X founder Eric. So we'll see. Maybe that's going to slip into the new year. I haven't actually checked up on what the news is there. Keep an eye out for that. Could be a nice little pump one once we get a bit more news there. Now we've got getting all these derivatives around the PDI maker theory, like CDI, compound die there. And there's other versions as well, like the CETH and others. So keep an look out for those, sort of the periphery. They are minting though. So there's minting going on there. So we'll see what happens with those sort of secondary tokens. So that's some of the cool stuff happening over at Omen on Pulsechain. This is coinlist.com, pulsecoinlist.com. So you can check that out if you want to check this page. So there we go. Now, the final one we're going to look is at Mafia. Woohoo! Let's have a look at Mafia. Before we do that, though, let's have a look at Valiant in the chat there. Greetings. Exciting times now with all the drone UFO mystery, bull market, and Trump incoming. Yeah, definitely cool. And I guess that UFO token on PDC look even better with the old the drones running around the United States. Excavator in house there, Incognito. Good to see Excavator. SKB in house there, bring on the peak, says SKB. SKB happens to be the first member of the channel, so a big shout out to SKB. Comes in every so often. Bring on the peg, yeah, for PDI. Yeah, I think everyone's after that too. What's it going to do to the rest of Pulsechain? That's the other question, right? We've got all those contracts getting ramped up. We'll see. Anyway, we've got the map on Mafia. 6 days away, got extended, but is now 6 days away now. I think this one is the real one. We'll probably get it this time. And that's going to be the first metaverse on Pulsechain. It's going to be on BNB as well and other chains. But man, on Pulsechain, first metaverse, going to be a big deal. 3D world as well. It's going to be 3D. So it's going to be kind of cool. And yeah, it's going to be a land grab, a land rush, particularly for the families. So if you're in a family, like any one of these, the Yakuza, the Gearhead, Salamancas, any of these families, Mugnows is going to be game on to try and get the land. So it's going to be pretty interesting for that. Good to see our family, of course, is the director. You guys know I'm the consigliere over there. I'm now on Telegram as well, so you would see me on Telegram at Superman Crypto and at Superman Crypto number 8. So there we go. Over on Telegram, go say hello to me over there. And I've just joined Telegram and been off for quite a few years, and back on there now inside the Mafia. So I'm in the Mafia chat as well as in a lot of the TitanX chats, as well as in the directorate chat, right? Run by our Don of Dons, Archipelago. So doing good there. So we're still dominating on Pulsechain, as you can see here. But when the game starts, it's going to be very different dynamics. Of course, we're expecting that. And when it does, it's going to be pretty awesome. So Matt, coming up in 6 days, don't miss out on this one. This is really, if you like a bit of fun, this is a big chance to make a lot of money potentially. There's the map coming, so we're going to have metaverse, going to have asset values, but we're also going to have income potentials, many income potentials on here as well. You can either play on the market exchange, you can buy and sell, you can speculate on the Mafia token. There's lots of different opportunities to make money over here. Let's quickly check out how big the vault is. 6.22 billion pulse at the moment. Virtually $500,000 on a Pulsechain is now in the vaults. That's going to probably continue to grow. And of course, we've also seen some change in the tokenomics there. Now, don't forget BNB Mafia's out there too. I think that's got a couple $100,000 in it at the moment. That's likely to continue to grow as well. So that's kind of the big news coming up, the Mafia. But we also had the exchange. We had deposits and withdrawals activated while I've been away the last 12 days. So you've got deposits now. You can put Pulse in, and basically you can buy in-game cash. And you're going to need in-game cash for a lot of things like staking with your land and things like that, I think it is. You have to go through the cash, but there's a lot of different things need cash, in-game cash for. So people can buy that with any number of tokens. You can use all sorts of tokens, all the popular ones that we've been talking about on Pulsechain you can use. And of course, withdrawals. So you can withdraw. If you've got in-game cash, you can add to your positions here. You can see the ratios at the moment. The cheapest one is 60 to 1. So you're going to get 60 Mafia to, actually 60 cash to 1 Mafia, I think is the ratio there. So you can get an idea here. Someone's put up $500,000 in-game cash, and they'll get 8,277 Mafia if that gets bought up. That is kind of the marginal price, the top price there. So yeah, pretty awesome. And you can see the different people with different cash up for grabs. This person's, as you go down, you got a slightly better ratio. So you're getting a better ratio for your cash if you're selling it, the lower the ratio. You can kind of see that here. The average ratio last 24 hours is 44. That will depend on the chart here. So obviously it's gone down lower. So the higher it goes, the more valuable your cash is. The lower it goes, the less valuable the in-game cash is. But the game hasn't started yet, so Marcus is finding its a play there. You can move the scroll bar as you wish and put in the amount of cash that you want to add to liquidity. Basically sell, right? Basically sell. And these guys are basically buying. So there we go. That's kind of cool. And obviously we've got the conversion that's been operating. We've got the over-the-counter that's operating, and the keys. Of course, if you want to get bonuses for the keys, you can do that through here rather than buying it on the crate page, particularly getting ready for the map, right? The map coming up in 6 days away. So kind of cool. I may end up being on Cult DeFi show talking about this. So we'll see how that goes as well. So that's some of the highlights. Looking forward to it. It's going to be really cool. That is a Mafia. Now, let's get into it. That is pretty much our Pulsechain coverage, our crypto coverage, Bitcoin. We've covered Mafia there. We've covered Dog. We're going to get into TitanX and X1 now. So that's the next topics we're going to bring talking about. So let's bring that into view. It's on a different page. And we've had some quite a big retrace in TitanX. If you haven't joined our strategy club, then get into it. That's where we talk a lot about TitanX and other stuff. Join the strategy club today, and with Bookie's amazing link, yeah, definitely consider that. $35 a month, a very good value, and constant intel being posted in there as well. And we have chats and all sorts of stuff there going on. So join up today. Valiant says, any news on PUSD ALGO? I'm not seeing any sacrifice movement. Is Jacob still going to do this? Maybe PUSD is a factor. No, I actually think I I may be having a discussion with somebody that may give me intel on that soon, Valiant. I'll let you know as soon as I do, as long as it's publicly, I'm allowed to talk about it. But last time I think we're still at an 80% chance of something like that of going forward, and that's based on Cult DeFi's comment a few weeks back. So I still think that's play. It may be incorporated in the way that they're doing all these protocols, from Mafia to the casino, new casino platform, which is consolidating all the casino platforms. And we have big news around that, and of course PUSD ALGO likely may end up fitting in that whole package. We'll see. We'll see where that what direction that is. But I've had sort of some teaser that things could be much better than people expect. So we'll keep an eye out on that one. I'll try and get you information, some more concrete information around my general characterization based on things I've heard. So we'll get there. But PUSD ALGO, links in the video description if you want to get to that. And yeah, I'm very excited about that. No, actually, I think PDI is a different way of doing stablecoin. But PUSD ALGO is going to be full DeFi, and that's going to be pretty cool. And it's also going to be scalable, also going to have a lot of yield opportunities. So I still think that's probably, maybe along with PDI, could be the strongest two stablecoins on Pulsechain if it gets up and running. And I'm putting that at 80% chance at the moment. Links in the video description, of course. If you want to participate, get 2 bonuses if you do inclusive, if you do over $1,000 inclusive of the referral bonus, which is 19%. So that's kind of the play there. I know Cult DeFi has been promoting the PUSD ALGO, so I think things are still pushing forward on that one. But like I say, I'm super excited. I think it's going to be huge, and it's got to get up and running. All right, the stable was more stable than the other stables, so excited about that. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into TitanX. TitanX, of course, been a pullback, a pretty strong pullback in wave 2. So wave 1, of course, was a huge bull run for the old market there. Let's quickly bring up, before I get into the performance, let's bring up TitanX first of all. This is the medium exchange, right? This is the one that you need to participate, right? So I've got a little chart here. We're going to get in here. So that's my little Elliott wave kind of prediction there. So we've got A there. We had that first wave. Obviously not financial advice. This is just one method of trying to predict where the price will go with Elliott wave, ABC. And we've got this nice support zone, right? Nice support zone between, was it 6 zeros, 4,700 and 6 zeros, 5,800. So it's kind of the support area. You can see that we had resistance here back in August. We busted through that, of course. We ended up retesting the top of this range several times here in September and October. We then punched through that briefly in November, but got good support in that range. And then we tested it quite a bit there. And finally, we've tested it now on the 16th here, December, and at the bottom of that range. And so is this the turning point? Is this the turning point for a wave 3, this wave C? And of course, typically these wave Cs, these third waves, as it were, are about 60% bigger than wave A. So 60%, that's a pretty big move. So we add 60% to that, and we get up to 4 zeros, 100 or 1100 there. We shall see. Now, if you take a different view, take a Fibonacci extension, you probably get much lower here, probably get somewhere between 46 and 6,000, somewhere in the zone here. So there are different approaches to trying to do forecasts to where this chart may go. So just take that into account. There are caveats on this extension, but I'm actually hyper bullish of where this is going to go. Obviously, with altcoin season, with hyper deflation playing out, and deflation in the system has been very aggressive. So we're going to talk about that too. That's kind of a nice little simple view of where it could go. Now, as you can see, I've got Shogun box in here because there's 10 days left. Well, it's actually 9 days and a few hours to go of a 20-day auction for Shogun. Shogun has been performing like a boss. And while the market's been going down, the Shogun has been performing absolutely awesome. So those fundamentals don't necessarily, they play out further in the next wave. Once we move over, they help with the next wave of moving up in value. But yeah, pretty exciting where this is going. Now, the other thing we want to do, and a big shout out to Brennan, we're going to get rid of the overlays, is that we want to get over this 21-day moving average. See this yellow line? And we want to get over that. And so we've faced a lot of resistance there, as you can see. We want to really power through that. Once we power through that, maybe get something like this back here, man, could be absolutely game on. And I'm very optimistic. I'm very confident that we're probably pretty much there now. And so let's see how we go. We're still going to bust through. but it could be pretty much imminent breaking through that 21 moving average and moving away from it, right? Pushing it up and staying above the 21 moving average there like that. So instead of being resistance, it becomes support, just like you see on this first wave that we had here. So, and we may very well see something like this. Now, this was over about 80 days, 80, 90 days, this first wave. I've got this at around 50 days on wave C. Could be quite aggressive with the hyperdeflation playing in, Shogun exiting and all the rest of it, and altcoin season in play. So I've got a shorter time frame, 50 days. And that may end up being longer, but I'm pretty bullish about that. Now, obviously, it's not going to necessarily go straight along this curve, but zigzag its way up, right? Zigzag its way up and down kind of thing. So we'll see whether it's as sharp, aggressive as the C rank here, or whether it just takes a little bit longer and might look something. Maybe if we're being a little bit less bullish about it, it may be something that goes sort of like that rather than straight up here and zigzags the way up the chart. So we'll see. We'll see where that lies, but that is kind of a very bullish target, and maybe it runs, maybe it does a Fibonacci and is a bit lower there in this range. So, but at the moment, that's kind of the play. TitanX there, not too bad, and we're sitting at 6 zeros, 6,172. Let's go to the hourly chart on that, and we're going to get rid of that, and we're going to auto log. So that's actually, let's go to the 4 hourly chart. It's a 4 hourly chart. We're getting some nice movements here. And of course, we want to just keep breaking up to the upside there on the old TitanX. That's kind of there on that. Let's have a quick look at all the charts overview. Before we talk about that, let's get the Valiant's comments. Many thanks, man. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm keen. I'm as keen as you, Valiant, on the PUSD ALGO. So as soon as I find some concrete stuff, I will get it to you. Assuming I'm allowed to talk about it, of course. TitanX and DragonX making some nice moves. Yeah, it's looking good. I really feel good about the pivot point happening here. We called it yesterday in Discord, so hopefully we're right about that. But that's where we are at the moment. Top performer, Helios, 61%. Yeah, boy. Now, we've just had some protocols launched, so let's talk about that quickly. We've just had some protocols launched. Let's not ignore that. So we've got Felix just launched, right? Felix, not Felix. Was it Felix? Yeah, no. Where is it? Was it Mate? No. Was it Felix that just launched? Yeah, I think. No. Phoenix. I thought it was Phoenix. I'm trying to find. It's like it's missing off there. I'm not sure what's happening there. Phoenix just launched, isn't it? Phoenix. Where's it gone? Am I missing it? I'm looking, but I can't see it. Oh, Phoenix is. Oh, there it is. There, number 16. So Phoenix has launched that one there. It's kind of launched, and it's got a really cool website, actually. This is from a young guy, influencer out there called Callum, and he's done this through, I believe, through Eric's DragonX developer team, and they've got this up and running. So it is on day 3 at the moment, 17 hours to go. Pretty, it's got a negative ROI at 7% at the moment, but the ratio goes down. Well, it's actually 0.95 here at the moment. So it's got a particular, you're getting less Phoenix per TitanX that you get put on there at the moment. So that's plinning away. It's got stakes, of course, staking Blaze, staking Flux, staking TitanX, and of course you've got some ETH and TitanX and stuff you can claim once those mature, I guess. We got the burn on at the moment, so it's got quite a bit of burn there. What's the total supply burned? It's got total amount burned there at the moment. So 4.6 billion Phoenix has been burned. Just having a look at some of these numbers. Having actually $69,000 in burn value. So modest kickoff there, pretty small project at the moment. We'll see whether it builds up. Certainly not financial advice. Each project you got to take on its own merits, but it's ticking away there at the moment. Yeah, 1.7% burned, ticking away on that one. Anyway, so let's get back into the charts there. We've got Hyper up 38%. So Hyper's on the move. Why? Why is Hyper on the move? Well, obviously we had peak sort of minting come out. It's got a funny sort of minting there, but we had a lot of big minting coming out the first week. Around the 7th to 8th of December. We're past that now. So that gives it a bit of lift. We've obviously got Turbo out there from the Vault ecosystem and the dude. Not the dude, sorry. Stevie D, the mad scientist. And we've also now got, obviously, the big news is that Mike Dean, who runs the platform here, TitanX Hub, along with his friend there, partner. And he's got his project coming up imminently. So Matrix coming out there, and that is in 17 hours and 40 minutes. I believe it's going to be launched on Brandon, formerly known as Rag to Riches, on his show tomorrow. I think they already did a little pre-show today, but 17 hours to go for that. Matrix, it's going to require Turbo. It's going to use Hyper, but you need Ethereum or TitanX to go into it. So that is the Matrix coming. Going to be a pretty big project, my guess, is because TitanX Hub is used by a lot of people, so expecting some good things here. That makes another good project outside Titan Farms and Turbo using Hyper, right? So Hyper is going to be a real big beneficiary there, or at least a beneficiary of that. So yeah, buy and burn sustainable due to Hyper payouts, cap supply, deflationary token, 28-day auction. A bit like Shogun there, 80% of the supply is in the first 8 days. So it's key there. Patience incentive pool. There's something a little different there for long-term believers. We're not talking about Justin Bieber believers. Was it Justin Believers? Justin Bieber's? Bieber believes? I can't remember. You guys let me know. But we got that. And so kind of cool. Direct TitanX contribution. Participate directly with TitanX tokens. You can use Ethereum, and all it does is it takes the Ethereum and it purchases TitanX, which is actually a really smart idea, right? That's a really good idea. And I like protocols that do that. So kind of cool. 800 million tokens in the first stage. And then there's going to be the following 20 days, and there's only 180 million tokens in that one. And then 9 million on day 9 onwards, etc. Even daily distributions. You're still eligible for the patient incentive pool, which is kind of cool. Now, 5% of all Matrix tokens acquired through the buy and burn feed into the patient's incentive pool there. Only auction participants within the 28 period are eligible. So this is if you do participate in that first 28 days, you will get eligibility into that patient's incentive mechanism for the long-term bonuses. That's pretty cool. Reward structure, kind of neat. So that's coming up. Matrix Hyper Staking Strategy. So got that in there as well. You can read all about that. TitanX distribution, 8% buys Hyper. So this is driving up the Hyper price. Hyper price already front running a little bit. They're second up at 38%, the second best performer today. So that's kind of cool. What else? There we got there. 4% to build on TitanX projects, 2% to DragonX, 2% to Phoenix. So it's pumping those as well. Phoenix, of course, we just talked about that from Callum. 8% to the LP wallet and 8% to Genesis. That is the play. So you can get into all that sort of stuff and check it out. So yeah, and Patience, I think that might be proved quite popular with that. The Patience incentive pool and day allocation percentage. So the longer you go, the better it becomes, right? Up to 100% there, or something like that, 100%. All right, so that is, and the LP pool is going to be Matrix Hyper. And Matrix Hyper will be the pool for the LP. Presumably V3. No taxes on it, so V3. All right, and it looks like Phoenix is going to get some benefit from that, 2%. How about that? All right, so that is kind of play there. Legend X is up 38%. Nice to see Legend X getting a bit of a move on here too. So Helios and Legend X, more of the specialty projects, both getting some love here, up 38%. What else we got there? Scale up 31% there. Turbo up 31%. So Turbo Hyper getting a lift here from the upcoming launch of Matrix, which is, I think, going to be one of the bigger projects. Probably do pretty well, especially with a lot of Hyper running around. Hydra, which is kind of minting out 2 days ago. We had 88-day minters coming out. We're only probably about 8 days away from the Vortex opening up for Hydra. So yeah, we've got a lot of inflation out for Hydra, and we've got the Titan farms, of course, you can use for Hydra, but that Vortex is opening up. That's going to be helpful as well. So once we get some other second layer protocols onto it, I look forward to some magic there with Hydra. But let's see what the Vortex can do for it too. That's up 27%. Shogun is out there. I love Shogun. Shogun, of course, has been crushing it. Before we get into Shogun, though, let's just talk a little bit about the inflation for TitanX. Frank Calabro here put out hyper-deflationary tokenomics. TitanX, 500 billion coins are being burned daily. That's why I said don't sleep on TitanX. It is a burning. Total burn, 51%. Total circulating, 48.91%. Now, this circulating number is, I would actually prefer them using a different title, but it's actually technically is circulating. But yeah, that is going pretty well. Only 109 trillion are left, and we're going to check out that result at the moment. You do not have enough TitanX. Now, this is the current, current sheet here showing how the inflation's going down. I've been posting this in strategy clubs. If you haven't joined up to that, definitely consider joining. Only $35 a month there. Pretty good value. And we've got the total. Look at this since the 10th of December through to the 16th of December. We went from 112.4 trillion TitanX in there down to 109.7. So you can see it is really burning away about $500 billion a day. Don't sleep on this. We're coming into altcoin season, hyperdeflation in TitanX system, and we've had that pullback in that wave 2 of the chart on. So it's a good time, reasonable good time. Not financial advice, but it looks pretty good. We're down from down under 30%, down 29.17, but I think it's probably gone down even lower. So let's quickly have a look at that. I think I've lost my page on that. Yeah, even Jake there's been pumping that out, circulating below 49%. So pretty awesome. In fact, let me just pull that up again because I wanted to talk about TitanX. So that's some really bullish stuff there coming from the community. Now, Jake's been pumping out a lot of stuff around, around the TitanX and just showing how crazy it is right now in terms of getting in. Such a good time to get into TitanX right now. It's just a really good entry. Timing is king, as you guys know. The first thing you want to know is the probability of success of a project. And the second thing, of course, is timing, and timing is the hardest thing to get right. And so, yeah, timing is good. Looking pretty good at the moment. So some good stuff happening there. And I just wanted to scroll up here to the time. Where we're going up here. Let's go back up here. Just wanted to get, he's been posting around about the circulating supply and the burning going on because we are in that hyper deflationary mode. Let's see here. Let's go back up here. The other thing is that, if you're going to get into Shogun, you need to, with your stakes, you need to get in. Your time is ticking, 9 days left to go. So just remember that. But yeah, Christmas. I think it's something about Christmas here. Here it is here. It's almost a TitanX Christmas. So yeah, I think the timing really is kicking off there. Probably from yesterday to today, looking very, very good. So let's go to the TitanX and have a look exactly where those inflation numbers right now. So we've got 109.6 trillion in total circulating. And we're going to break that down. That's just below 49%. So that's exciting. Look at that. Woohoo! Now, the key one we're looking at here, though, is liquid. That's the one we want because the rest of the circulating is, stakes. That's down now below 11 trillion. That's been burning away. What does it start off about 18.5 trillion, something like that? It's now below 11. Protocols there at 33 trillion, looking pretty good. And of course, the burn value is going up all the time. 114.6 trillion. TitanX has been burned. Gone bigger. So that's 51%. Now, this liquid amount, 65.5. So that's really started to tink down there. And we're down at 29.2% liquid. So everything is looking pretty good. Now, the other thing I want to say, now we're going to get into Shogun, is the burn, right? So let's go to the burn and look at the burn table. These are all the projects, right? Look what's happened. Shogun has taken #1 spot away from Hyper. It is now at, and this is inside 18 days, it is now at almost just under 7.8 trillion. TitanX has been burned through Shogun. Do not sleep on Shogun. Not financial advice. Do your own due diligence, all that stuff. But do not sleep. This is incredible results here going on with that. And X28 as well which is synonymous with TitanX. They are the same 1-to-1, but they're not the same. So they're not the same with their mechanics. So it's going to be pretty interesting. X28 is kind of the lever of the two. So yeah, kind of cool there. Shogun there at doing pretty well. Just took that leadership today. Well done to Jake Sharp there. All right, so that's kind of cool on that one. Let's see. Let's get into Shogun. Shogun. X28. Shogun. Sorry, my bad. Shogun. Anyway, so we got 6400th of a penny. Look at this big move here. Woohoo! On the daily. Yeah. And we got a nice bounce off 40, just under 4900th of a penny. And now we're back at almost 6500th of a penny here. Good little turning point. Big, nice volume coming in here too. This is looking pretty cool. Up 26%. Shogun X28. Shogun. All right, let's go. Let's go look at Shogun. And actually, I've got this one here. Yeah, we're going to get into that in a minute. So we've got Shogun. And Shogun here, the auction, it is on auction day 19 of 28. Remember that? This is the initial auction. Then we move into perpetual auctions, right? or what they call, we'll talk about the name, but what they call war chests. So we're going to get into that. So at the moment, we have got 100 million tokens a day. So you can see it down here, 100 million tokens a day. So far, we had 440 billion, I guess, X28 equivalents go in here today. So which is, TitanX. So equivalents. So 440 billion X28, and we've got the returns now at 133%. But remember, the price chart looking pretty bullish there. The higher the price, the more potential for TitanX to go in there, right? And so we're looking pretty good. Now, the last 4 or 5 days have been the best days to get in. You're less concerned about the ratio because it's really about the US dollar price. You're more concerned how much TitanX actually goes in there, right? Because there's only 100 million Shogun. How much TitanX goes in there to get that ratio, right? That's really what you're looking for. And so, the last four days. Day 5 was the other day that was pretty low. It was 985 billion. So anything under a trillion has been pretty good. There's been lots of really high trillion days. But if you can get it under a trillion into there, getting a very good ratio. Those ratios really matter. But we're probably going to get a pivot point. The chart's starting to pivot here. Pretty strong candle. So if we continue this move up, then it could get harder. We could get more TitanX going in there at /X28. So going to be pretty awesome. Now, what happens when you enter? I just want to go through this quickly because some people, you need X28. Now you can go to create X28 here. What we'll do is take you to the X28 transform. You put your TitanX in, you connect your wallet, put your TitanX in it, and then you transform that into X28. At the moment, you're going to get 1.76% more X28 using this app as opposed to buying it on the market with the Shogun, with the TitanX X28 pool. So just remember that. It's much better to do that. Then once you've got that, it will show up in here, and you can put your X28 in there, and you can enter the auction at the end of the day. So in 5 hours and 6 minutes on day 19, you come in at the end here, and you can then claim. Now, you don't have to claim today. If you want to go on multiple days, you can claim it all at the end. But that's where you claim on the claim tab. Just remember that. And you'll see your entries down the bottom here, right? If you want to transform your stakes will be here. And you can click your stakes there and transform that. But you will need, that will open up a liquids TitanX, and you will need, liquid there to enter with your stakes. Just remember that. So it's kind of the play. Let's go to the stats. There are major fundamentals, of course, in Shogun. Look at this liquid amount, 917. Crazy, right? We're on day, we've done 118 days. So we had 1.8 billion Shogun out, and we've only got 917 in liquid. Isn't that crazy? That is some cool stuff right there. So pretty awesome. Now we've also got 161 million inside liquidity. We've got 360 million in the war chest, which is fantastic. This is what's going to be essentially the perpetual auctions after day 28. They're going to 7% of that's going to go in. So we might end up with 35, 40 million in the first perpetual auction, something like that at this stage. The buy and burn is ticking away like a boss. We've got 133 million through the buy and burn, and the war tax 25 million almost. So those bots are really doing a big deal here. Well, we've still got inflation. Imagine what it's like with not such high inflation and just going through perpetual auctions once we get to the war chest. Game on, right? Game on. So a number of fundamentals in here that are going to take off. Really exciting about that, right? So we've got going to see some fun things happen here as we move forward into these. We've only got after today we've got 9 days left. 9 days left before we get into these war chest perpetual auctions. But the bots are burning away, and so let's talk about that at the moment. So let's go back to the bots and look at the Shogun LPs. As you guys know, liquidity has been key. Now, we actually got over $1 million in liquidity for Shogun X28 and Shogun TitanX about an hour or so ago. So it's dipped below that at the moment with a little pullback. But we're over $1 million on both of these, and over 100,000 on Shogun Dragon X Inferno Shogun. So remember, this is lifting more pools. Now, this is not the total amount of volume. It's actually higher than this, but we've got 770,000 on my list. I haven't got all the pools on here, but that just gives you an indication. We've got the bigger ones in here. So, 60% of this is running as bots. That's paying all those nice taxes and burning away, right? Feeding the war chests and stuff like that. So, man, this is working like a charm, looking like a dream. And, of course, TitanX really starting to move up here. A little bit of profit taking in the last hour or two, but apart from that, moving up still pretty strongly on the last 24 hours. So going pretty well, Shogun. So liking what I'm seeing there. Now, the other thing that we want to talk about is the TitanX is getting a lot more love, right? We've got Crypto Rover now, the young crypto guy with 994,000 followers on X, 160,000 on YouTube. This guy is a big influencer, and he is now backing the old dragon. And of course, Eric has been doing, it's really focused on a lot of the macro marketing. Eric's doing a great job from DragonX on that. So that is looking very, very good. Now, we've obviously got DragonX there ticking away. So DragonX there at number 17. That's up 14% at the moment. So we're looking out for DragonX. Let's have a look at the ratio. The ratio at the moment, 11.5 on a TitanX there for DragonX. So looking pretty awesome at the moment. Just actually a little bit of pullback, was up to almost 12, a little while back earlier in the day. So kind of cool. Let's look at the daily. That is the daily at the moment. Remember, this is the God mode work here from the big whale. That's kind of where we're at the moment, 11 here. So we came all the way down from 27 to 11, and that is let's see what happens going forward. All right, so that is DragonX, and of course, big founder there, quick guy coming in. This is the beginning of something beautiful. Could be really, really awesome there, and of course, opening up a whole new market to see DragonX and TitanX, right? So keep a lookout for that. Pretty exciting. Now, we also understand that Ivan on Tech's going to be doing some coverage. Another one of the big top 30 influencers in crypto coming in. So you can see things are really starting to turn as we enter this altcoin season, and TitanX at hyperdeflationary. It's going to be pretty exciting. Now, expect X28 to start doing some ARB pushing for TitanX as well. And we should see Shogun really start to go on fire there, as well as the rest of TitanX. It's going to be some pretty cool to see all these mechanisms going, and the bots taking over is pretty exciting. So yeah, kind of cool. This is the frontier of ROI protocols, and I would say DeFi as well. With the Titan farms and stuff like that. So a lot of cool stuff coming. Now, what else is coming down the line? Now we've got Matrix, obviously a big project. I would call this a top tier project coming to launch in 16 hours. We've also got Stacks is going to be launching in 5 days. And Godex is coming up in 11.5 days here. So those are coming up. We'll talk more about those in the days ahead. Now, the other one we're waiting for is USDX, the big third DeFi. That's expected to come up before Christmas. So we might get that at Christmas or just the beginning of the year. We'll keep tabs on that. But that could be before Christmas there. And so maybe within 8 days or something. We'll keep an eye out for that. But that is ginormous for the ecosystem. Remember, it's a big multiple protocols can be used to issue that stable coin, and of course that means supply sync and potential buying demand as well. So we'll keep a lookout for that as a big deal. The other one that we're looking forward to also, of course, is Morpheus, which is already launched. That's from Brandon at the moment. That's up 25% today. That could be definitely one tier because we're waiting for the DEX, right? They've got a DEX coming, and no doubt Morpheus is going to benefit from that madly. So we're looking forward to some stuff happening there with Morpheus, and that DEX could be out pretty soon too. So we'll keep a tabs on that as well. So that is the old Morpheus. So lots of cool things. The stars are aligning for the old ecosystem, and look what's coming up. All these other projects: NFT, TIG, X Wars, Warp, Wheel, Bull, Zara. Maybe some of these pillars will come into play. I think it's gone to high volume pillars that we'll see. Some of these are probably going to be sitting on the shelf for a while. But we've got lots of these projects we'll be launching. Draco, Sentence, Flare, Matsuchi, Taurus. Taurus, of course, they're from Influencer Cryptographics, and Drogon, they're coming as well from Draco. May see some tokenomics changes happen there, though, before those get set up there. So, yeah, the ecosystem looking pretty good. Let's go to the bubbles. Look at the bubbles. We've got our own bubbles for TitanX, which is pretty cool. You can definitely see Helios there up 60%, Element up 25%, some of the leaders there, Legion X up 38%, Shogun up 25%, and Hyper up 38%. So really cool. And these bubbles are going to continue to grow. It's going to be fun times, as we could say. So some cool stuff happening there. Let's jump away out here as well. Let's keep looking through any of these other ones. Tink at the moment up at 43 cents. As soon as Tink gets more love and support there, Tink's going to really run away. The yields are fantastic. That is frontier of DeFi right there. the best farm on the planet is the old Tink farm. That's looking pretty good. What else are we going to say about this? Blaze had a real tear yesterday, obviously benefiting from Phoenix. Volt, they're just chilling at the moment at one and a quarter penny, probably somewhat undervalued, waiting for staking and other utilities and the wheel to come for Volt there. So maybe by Christmas and in January, a benefit there. Viper obviously related, and Lotus too. What else there? The one that's down at the moment, 15% on Phoenix, which just launched day 3. Ouroboros, they're down 5.7% as well. People liking those vestings in there in terms of yield, something like 20x potentially for the full player. We'll see how that goes. So that is the play there on TitanX. Let's jump into, we're going to get into Zen in a minute, but let's get into any more chats here and see who else is in the house. What else there? Let's see. We've got Brennan House. Hyperinflationary is coming to TitanX ecosystem. It certainly is. We got Brennan says morph ratio is rocketing. It sure is. Yeah, the morph ratio versus DragonX. Yep. Hex Fetty says time. Yeah, time's doing very well today. Talked about that earlier. Brennan says 60% feeding war chest. Let that sink in. Yeah, 60% of the bots feeding the war chest there with that volume, and the volume's only going up. Multi-million-dollar volume now. Don't sleep on Shogun. That's all we're going to say. Not financial advice, but you get it. You get it. Where it's sitting. Valent says need to run, but as always, many thanks for the offer. Be safe, says Valent. Hey, you're welcome. Take care there. Peace out. All right, let's get into X1. And of course, this is our finest topic today. Around 6 minutes. We're doing pretty good today. Been off for 12 days, so it's good to be back and talking about the markets. So Zen here at the moment. Woo! Now we said Zen was going to move. It has definitely moved. And we're back here on the 6th of November. We had a nice little run here to the 6th of December. So that's over a month. And that was a 5.7x gain there. Doing pretty well. And we're up, still up 2.6x at the moment. Well, 3.6x at the moment. 260%. So it's still looking pretty good there. And the chart is looking very bullish indeed. So could get another one of these moves here. A little bull flag pendant type thing, and up and away. Now we've had, what was the catalyst for this? We really got spurred on with this recent catalyst because of the sneak peek on the moon party. That's where you take Zen. So you take this token Zen, which is minted down, the forever down coin, they say, and you can enter it X1 to get participate for XN auction to get part of the XN coin, which is going to be for the X1 chain, right? Which is the first fork of Solana. It's going to have all the latest bells and whistles and lots of different cool things like Argent Layer, stuff like that. It's going to be a big deal, I think. And of course, being first fork of Solana, and not without the problems, right? Without the problems Solana's had, it could be huge, right? It's going to have AI and all sorts of stuff. It's going to be pretty cool. So that really helps spur the chart, and the chart's still early days for Zen. If we look at the weekly chart, you can see that we've come way down here to 7,000. We're now at 2,676. So there's a long potential way for going up. Market cap 42 million, a billion market cap. There's a 20x from here. So if it goes 10 million, that's a 200x, right? 10 billion, 200x there on a new chain. You're trying to compare the values, right, from Zen to XN. Now there are other tokens in the ecosystem, Sol Zen, vampire tokens, things like that. And we had some news about that today, so let's talk about that. Vampire update. So people are going to go to those moon pool party auctions. I think they're using a credit system for that, but you can also use vampire tokens, right, which was going to be used for the Bitcoin bridge, if you guys remember. The 3-to-1 exchange ratio to XN. That was the idea. Gas token of X1 chain, of course, is the XN coin, is off the table. So it's no longer the beginning of the case. There's no 3-to-1 exchange. Instead, the vampire token will align with the Zen's burn path. A fair decision, says Zenpub, which I think is a pretty good consideration. I have high respect for Zenpub's opinion on that. 3-to-1. No, Jack says no, that's changed. We'll be using it for moon parties, same as Zen. So it'll be one of the input tokens. You'll be able to participate in the moon parties, and they're going to be pretty popular. There's a lot of Zen out there. Remember, Zen's on 11, 13 chains, something like that. And plus you got the vampire tokens, which BRC20s, I think, on they're kind of the first versions before we got to Runes protocol on Bitcoin. It looks like they're going to be usable as well. So see how they do that. So that is the big news that just came out today. Another one there is that came out only 3 hours ago is from Jack Levin himself. So we're excited to announce the launch of X1 Labs, the technical organization behind X1 blockchain. X1 is based on Solana's SVM designed for high performance and efficiency, featuring dynamic-based fees for optimization, network economics, and zero-cost votes to streamline consensus while reducing barrier to entry for new validators. Certificate of incorporation there in Delaware, a Delaware corporation. That's bullish somehow, says Senzo, and he is Jake Sharp's right-hand man, right? Pretty cool. Trees West there, one of the two big influences in X and Zen. Trees West there likes that. I quit my job right now and I work for you. That's kind of funny. So we've got some good comments there for X1 there that's come out today. So big shout out there, the technical side of that. The other thing, of course, is we've got some independence here. Zendex coming for X1. The logic for both deposit and withdrawal functions are complete. Here's another screenshot showcasing our progress there. You can see the text is going to have a swap. It's going to liquidity farming staking bridge portfolio. And of course, you can see that here. It's kind of cool. We've got the liquidity pairs, the fees, etc., like that. They should take some school out of Titan Farm, shouldn't they? For that. So that's Zendex. So it's going to be pretty bullish from them. What else? They had small sneak peeks as well. Sneak peek at Zendex unit interfaces on the 11th. We've got some cool little sneak peeks here. Kind of cool. That's the swapping mechanism there. What else? Yep, that's pretty much from them. So looking forward to it. Things are slowly getting there for X1. When's the launch? I don't know. First quarter of next year. Still got to do the pool parties, right? So that is kind of where the market is at the moment. So a lot of potential upside for the old Zen X1 X system, no doubt. All right, so let's see what other comments we've got here. Northman says, still no X1 software is hard. Yeah, well, they're getting that. They're getting pretty close. X1 has actually been completed a couple of months back at least. Jake said it was completed, but they've got to do other stuff like tokenomics and the allocations and stuff like that. And they want to get it so the price value goes up. Senzu says, Jack Levin's right-hand man, not Jake Sharp. Super. What did I say? Did I say Jake Sharp? I mean Jack Levin. If I said Jake Sharp, it was just an accident. There's a lot of J's around. Jack, was it Jake Sharp, Jack Levin, and the other guy, Jake. Someone else with Jack. Northman says, like RHC software is hard. Yeah, it takes time. Yeah, well, X1 was supposed to be launched several times, but we're getting there. We're getting there from the looks of it. So maybe a Q1 launch. We've got to have those pool parties first, right? Is in XN allocation. Maybe they'll run them at the same time. There'll be very low supply of XN around, right? If that was the case. Jacob, thanks. Yeah, he's the third J, Jacob from Mafia and stuff. So that's it. An hour and 30 minutes. We did pretty good. Been away for 12 days, but nice to be back on deck. Hope you guys enjoyed the big coverage there. For some of you that are new to this stuff, maybe it's a lot to deal with. But for those of you around, you guys can follow me. You guys know where we're heading there. If you want to get into Strategy Club, definitely join up today. That is Wookie's link right there, or you can use the link in the video description. $35 a month for that, and we're constantly flying in intel through there. So if you're busy, it's really, really useful. And we have chats in the chat groups. So get on that one. If you want to just join as a general member of the Pulsechain X Discord, it is a private Discord. $5 a month, only a cup of coffee. And you can chat with everybody. And we've got a whole ton of resources, including the only crypto helpline that I'm aware of. So you get some help there with some questions as well, particularly if you're new to crypto. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. We are streaming to 3 YouTube channels. Superman Crypto, which just hit 3,000 subscribers. So a big shout out to everybody. And Hex Token channel, which is just under 7,000 subscribers. And of course, we're also climbing on Pulsechain X, heading up towards 700 subscribers over there. So a big shout out. So what's that about? Over 10,500 subscribers, something like that. So a big shout out to everybody. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's content. Peace, says Brennan. Peace. Cheers, Superman. Yeah, it's fun times, man. This is where the money's going to be made. Magic money. It's going to be good. All right, take care. Bye for now. See you, power, next time on this channel. Okay, see you.